5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm not very original with my testing, but what did you want to do now? You wanted me to put a tape on. What did you want me to put the tape on for? What tape is it?
3 pigs.
3 pigs. Who made that tape? Who's reading the story on there about the 3 pigs? No, it's not Daddy. No.
I'm writing a letter.
Mommy, that's right. Mommy read those stories, didn't she? She made a tape for you. She read the stories of the 3 pigs, 3 bears, and 3 kittens, didn't she? 3 little kittens, they lost their mittens, and they began to cry. Oh, mother dear, we greatly fear our mittens we have lost. What? Lost your mittens, you naughty kittens, and you shall have no pie. Right? I don't remember the rest. Do you remember the rest?
A little kitten lost their mittens.
Well, how about the 3 pigs? Well, we know the 3 pigs, don't we? 3 little pigs. They each went off to build a house. First little pig built his house of...
Shit.
No.
Straw.
Straw. And the big bad wolf came along and he says, little pig, let me come in, let me come in. And the little pig says,
Not by my chin chin chin.
not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. So the big bad wolf, he huffed and he puffed and he blew the house down. And he went in and ate up the little pig. He went to the second house, and that little pig had built his house of
6.
sticks. And the big bad wolf, he says,
Little pig, let me come in.
and the little pig said,
Not by my chin chin.
not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. And so the big bad wolf says, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. So he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed. And he blew that house down. They went around and ate up the second little pig. So he went to the third little pig's house, and he had built his house of
Bricks.
bricks. And the big bad wolf said,
Little pig, let me come in.
little pig, let me come in. And the pig said,
But not by chin chin chin.
not by the hair of my chinny chin chin. And the big bad wolf, he says, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. And he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed and he huffed and he puffed and he puffed and he huffed, and he couldn't blow that house down. So he says, little pig, if you don't let me come in, I'll come down the
Chin chin chin.
chimney.
A chimney.
So I'll come down the chimney. So the little pig says,
Not by chin chin chin.
no, he says, come on. He says, come on down the chimney. And he put on a big pot of water and boiled that water, and the big bad wolf came down the chimney and fell right in the pot of water. And the little pig had wolf stew for dinner that night.
What would the pig say?
The pig ate the wolf that night.
No, I mean, what did the wolf say?
What did the wolf say? Oh, he was gone. He fell in the pot of hot boiling water.
Down.
Fell down. He fell down.
All the way down.
All the way down the chimney, yeah.
No, all down, burn hot water.
He fell all the way down the chimney into the hot water, yeah.
So, tell me 3 bears.
If you sing All Things Bright and Beautiful, I will.
Sing with me.
You sing this time. Daddy did the last time. All right, I'll sing with you then.
I'll sing bright and beautiful, all creatures praising, all things wise and wonderful, I can name them all. Go on.
That's Becca's favorite song, isn't it? Hmm? Well, that's enough of that, okay?
No.
What? Oh, three bears. Oh, okay, the three bears. Let's see. Goldilocks was going through the woods, wasn't she? Was it Goldilocks? And she came to this house, and nobody was in it. So she went in. See, the three bears lived there, but they went out for a walk while their porridge cooled. So Goldilocks went in that little house, and here she saw this porridge, and she decided to sit down in a chair. She sat down in one chair, and it was
Mother chair.
and then Papa Bear's chair, and it was
Too hard.
too hard. And she sat down in the Mama Bear's chair, and it was
Too soft.
too soft. And she sat down in the baby's chair, and it was just right. She sat in the baby bear's chair, but it broke. It broke into pieces. So then she decided she was going to have some porridge. She tasted Papa Bear's porridge, and it was
Too hot.
too hot. And she tasted Mama Bear's porridge, and it was
Too cold.
too cold. She tasted Baby Bear's porridge, and it was
That's right.
just right. So she ate it all up. Then she was tired. She decided to go upstairs and take a nap. So she went upstairs and she tried out Papa Bear's bed, and it was
Too hard.
too hard and too big. So she tried out Mama Bear's bed, and it was
Too soft.
too soft. So she tried out Little Baby Bear's bed, and it was
That's right.
just right. So she fell off asleep in Little Baby Bear's bed. Meanwhile, the bears came back from their walk. They came in the house, and Papa Bear says, "Someone's been eating my porridge." And Mama Bear says, "Someone's been eating my porridge." And Little Baby Bear says, "And somebody's been eating my porridge, and it's all gone." Papa Bear says, "Someone sat in my chair." Mama Bear says, "Someone sat in my chair." And Little Baby Bear says, "And someone sat in my chair, and he broke it in pieces." And so they went upstairs. Papa Bear says, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed." And Mama Bear says, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed." And Little Baby Bear says, "And someone's been sleeping in my bed, and she's still there." And with that, little Goldilocks woke up and ran out of the room and never came back to that house again, did she?
Tell me if we kittens.
Three little kittens. Oh, we already did that.
No, only one more.
Only once more.
Only one more.
Well, maybe a little bit later. But you tell Mom and Papa and Aunt Barbara and Uncle Irv what you did at Sunday school this morning.
Nothing.
You didn't do anything at Sunday school this morning?
No.
Did you sing?
No.
Did you play?
No.
Did you take care of your baby brother?
Yes.
Well, what did you do with your baby brother?
He cried.
Did you help soothe him?
No.
Do you want to talk to Mom and Papa? What are you doing? Robin's writing letters. Who to?
Mama.
Hmm?
Our other grandparents
Yeah.
and
Oh, she's writing letters to all of her grandparents, and to Aunt Barbara and Uncle Irv, to Aunt Peggy and Uncle David, to Cheryl, to Patty, right? She's really busy writing a lot of letters. Okay, I forgot what I was talking about earlier. Oh, about the continent, going over the continent, yes. So anyhow, it will be, as we say, an opportunity for them to, at least for Robin, because she will certainly remember those places that we go to. So we want to go back over to the continent again and really do it upright. And then let's see. Well, I mentioned that how expensive it would be for the airfare to the States. So, as of right now, we will probably be coming back in the summer of '81. And then, anyhow, getting back to this summer, then in June, Robin's class takes a trip to Edinburgh, don't you? So she's rather looking forward to that. And guess what? I've got to start being concerned now. Because Robin is interested in some young man in her class by the name of Matthew Yates. And all I can say is I want to meet this young fellow and find out what his intentions are. And so I'm going to make sure that they are properly chaperoned on this trip when they go up to Edinburgh, because if this Matthew Yates is along, I want to know what's going to happen there.
How's that look? Pretty?
Yes, it looks real pretty. Why don't you go get your letters and bring them up and we'll do your letters? Okay?
No, I don't look. I'll do it.
If you hurry, I'll do your letters with you. I won't do them later. Just going to go to the letters. Okay, so that's... She smells chicken, she says. Actually, we're having turkey. Nancy was going to have turkey dinner after church, but we can't give up our tradition of a pint and sandwiches at the pub after church, so we're going to have the turkey dinner this evening instead. Okay, so Robin goes to Edinburgh in June on a class trip. And that's about the activities as of right now. We are kind of hoping that some other people will come over to visit this summer, but we realize that may be a little bit difficult for a lot of people, so we're not really counting on it. But it would be nice. It would be nice if anybody over that way can make it over this summer.
So apple.
Wait a minute. Not so fast. Okay, we'll start with the letters now.
Apple.
A for apple.
Ah.
Ah for apple.
No, ah.
Oh, okay.
Apple. But for baby. The for ducks. E for answer. For papaya. G for grapes. H for horses. I for J for jug. For keys. L for lemon. M for matter. N for necklace. L for oranges. P for pan. Q for queen. R for raccoon. Rocking horse and rainbow.
Here, look here.
For gal. For team. For umbrella. For violin. For watches. And oxo. Garden. Jeopardy.
She did her A through Z. A through Z. Now she has some
Mother.
reading words. Wait a minute. What's that?
Mother.
Mother. Say mother.
Mother.
That's it. Mother.
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 Right.
Rover.
Rover.
Kitty.
Kitty.
Ball.
Ball.
Baby.
Baby.
See.
See.
Sees.
Sees.
Like.
Like.
Likes.
Likes.
Ah.
Ah.
Ah. Not ah.
Okay.
I.
The.
The.
And this one, Mama will really like a lot.
Ruth.
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 That's her name. That's Mama's name, is Ruth.
Now do these again.
Do these again? Okay, let's do them one more time.
Apple. B for baby. C car. D for duck. C for answer. F for fire. G for grapes. H for horses. I for eye. J for jug. For keys. L for lemon. M for matter.
How do you say it again?
For mother.
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 That's it. Mother.
Mother.
Yes, that's right.
For knuckles. O for orange. P for pan. Q for queen. R for rockin' rainbow.
R for Rockin' Horse and Rainbow.
R for rockin' horse and rainbow.
Okay, what's that one? For C's?
For C's. T's. O for oranges.
No, this one down here.
No, tatty. For tatty. For umbrella. For van. For watches. In Oxo. In garden. Separate.
Very good, you young lady. She likes her letters, doesn't she? She really knows her letters, too.
Matter.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to take a break right now. And maybe somebody else in a little while might like to say something. So that's it for now.
Hello, folks. It looks like it's my turn now. I'm looking, at least I have half a tape, which is something new. Usually I get just a short piece of tape, and by the time I hem-haw around and say nothing, the tape's gone. So this time I have more tape to bore you with. Hope you two are feeling better and your health is a little rosier, as they say. We're doing okay over here, I suppose. Nothing too exciting going on, except we have had the last 3 or 4 days of really nice weather for a change. We have had a lot of rain the last month or so, so it's nice to see the sun for a change. I guess Bob has mentioned most of the topics that are new to us. Our trip to the continent that we're planning, although in a way perhaps we shouldn't go. It's a very expensive trip. But we feel like we can't really afford not to. Our time is so limited here that if we don't go this summer, it will mean that we probably won't go at all back to Germany in that area. But this year may even be more difficult than last year, because with Brian being a little bit older and a little more cantankerous age, it will be a little more difficult traveling with him. But anyway, we're going to give it a whirl and see what happens. We probably won't be attending the Passion Play, since it's fairly complicated getting the tickets, and they're very expensive. You have to more or less take a package deal where you have 2 nights accommodations with the tickets, and it would really be quite a lot of money. So plus we wouldn't be able to take the 2 younger children, so we've decided not to go. I see Robert's back now in his pajamas, all ready to jump in. Oh, the recorder's falling over. Wow. Oh, I can't talk because I'm yawning. Can't think of anything to say now. I'm back again. Not that I have anything more to say, but I better finish before I fall asleep. It isn't late, it's only 9 o'clock. But, oh, here I go again. Oh, no, Robin's off this week, and it's the second week off for Rebecca. So today I dropped them off in the theater downtown, and they saw some Disney movie I never heard of before, King Arthur and his what?
The Spaceman.
And the Spaceman, and Dumbo, the elephant. So instead of coming home, I kind of meandered around town, pushing Brian in the pushchair. It was such a nice day, I just couldn't do it. So I stayed out the whole time. There's a new family on the next street. I don't know if anybody's mentioned it. They're from sort of the Lithicum-Glenburnie area. They have two children, 9 and 13, Derek and Darcy. So Robin's been playing with Darcy quite a bit. They're really nice kids. So they went along with us to the movie. But, we had dinner with Jill and Bill about a week ago out in Dacre Banks, and I had some other friends there, one couple of whom is the headmaster out here at Robin's school, Owen Brown, and his wife. They're about 55, I guess, when you say they're about maybe 50, I don't know. And they live right in the very next village. Actually, Dacre Banks and Summerbridge are really side by side. So they were just close by. And then Bill's cousin, who lives in town here. Matter of fact, I think I saw him in town today. What's his name? David Abbott. And another couple. I had met the woman last 4th of July up at the festivities, so we had a very nice turkey dinner, although I hate to mention turkey again because I fixed this huge turkey on Sunday, and I made this turkey gumbo tonight, which went over like a ton of bricks. Nobody liked it. I liked it all right, except it really is just like soup. Robert didn't like it because he had soup for lunch and he didn't want to see another bowl of soup for dinner. But anyway, getting back to Jill and Bill, we had a very nice turkey dinner, like I said. Where she also had chipolatos, which are the sausages wrapped with bacon, which seems to be served a lot with turkey for some reason. And she had trifle for dessert, sherry trifle, and a lemon souffle. So we had a very nice time that evening, and found out from the headmaster that all of the schools are undersubscribed this year, which means everyone was placed with their first what's the word? First choice as far as the schools are going. So that was good to hear. And also our lease has been renewed in the house. Have you mentioned that already, Robert? Yeah, our lease here has been renewed, so we'll be able to stay on as long as we want. Jill and Bill are in Austria again this week skiing. They went about a month ago, or at least they thought they were going, and at the last minute Paula, the younger daughter, came down with a case of mono, so she didn't go, and Jill stayed home as well, so they decided to fly back again. So that's where they are this week. And Becca's up here in her new pink nightgown that Darcy gave her that she outgrew. And she wants me to read this book. What's it called?
Noble.
No.
No, go away. Come out of the day.
Good.
Nothing.
You know all things bright, beautiful.
No.
How about singing? I'll sing with you.
Oh.
Sing it loud, okay?
I'll sing bright and beautiful. Our creatures great and small. All things wise and wonderful. All creatures small. Oh, God.
Becca was just singing a little hymn that we sing in church. I don't even know what it's called, but it's all creatures, great and small, she said.
I didn't sing it any day.
You sang it today, didn't you?
No, not in church last week.
You
How-
sang it today.
How rude.
How rude, she said. Say only goat.
Oh, Bobby would like to hear that. Okay, only go.
How rude. I don't know. Only goat.
You gotta say it right.
Can't hear.
Only joke. No, only joke. Only a joke.
That was for Bobby. She sang only a joke.
I'll sing White and Bitter all please. How rude, Daddy. In June, we're going on an Edinburgh trip. The whole class is going on an Edinburgh trip. We'll take a train up and look around for 3 days. Miss school fails, man. Dancing. What else should I say?
Come on, hurry.
What should I say?
Say how old you are.
I had 10 days off. We get 2 weeks off of school for Easter. I got a lot of things in my Easter basket. Chocolate Easter bunny, 2 lollipops, 4 miniature chocolate things, some marshmallow thingamajiggies, a chocolate egg with Smarties inside of it, other junk.
Well, Becca keeps wanting to talk.
Daddy's so rude.
Oh, poor father. Becca's saying Daddy's so rude.
Daddy's nice.
Did you clean up the bath? Oh, we're getting ready to take a coach trip to Amsterdam. Robert probably already mentioned.
So be quiet.
We're leaving the children here with Mrs. Sharman and going for about 4.5 days. Is that right? So we'll cross the channel at Hull, which is due east of here about 70 miles, and spend the night on the boat and arrive in Amsterdam the next day. Hopefully the tulips will be in blossom then, and we'll go around a little bit. I really don't like leaving the children behind, but it really would be impossible to take them on something like this. And then of course we come back, and that same day the Hartzels arrive in London. I suppose we'll just take them out of school for the 2 days and go down to Chicksands and meet them in London.
Come over to our house. Suzanne and Amy, come over to your house. We're going to Chicksands for Amy and Suzanne.
That's where Amy and Suzanne live, at Chicksands, right? Well, they're getting ready to go back in June, so they're getting ready to pack up. Yes?
Any season is slow and far away. And my Christmas is for you too.
Okay, Becca. Can't get anything said here.
Now, come and teach us and let Mama read the story to me.
Three, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Today is April 4th, Friday, Good Friday, 1980. And the time is now 10 past 8. And here we are, thoroughly exhausted from the day's activities. Well, let's see. I wrote a letter to Mom and Dad today in the office while I was earning a nice salary at the taxpayer's expense. Actually, it was just a short note. But it was a letter that may arrive before or after this tape. Who knows? Mailed it out this afternoon. I was writing because I had to write a letter to Brother Bill Gingrich asking for some further assistance in order to enable me to attend lodge in Great Britain. It appears as though I'm in such bad shape with respect to my knowledge of the great architect that I require some further assistance. I cannot pass an examination, and so this one chap, I had called the lodge. I'll start all over, I guess. I'll start at the beginning, rather. I had called a lodge in Harrogate, the Masonic Hall, rather, and talked with the chap that answered the phone, Provincial Tyler, I think is his title. And then he said he'd get back to me, and a few weeks later I had a call from, actually a week or so later, I had a call from one of the other Americans on base who was quite active in Freemasonry. And he invited me to come over to his flat, his apartment, and find out what kinds of things I might know. And he reported back then to lodge, and if I was to go to a lodge meeting with him on April 11th, that would be next Friday. Thinking that with the document I had from the Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania and my paid-up dues card, that would be enough. And several people had said that would be enough, really. But he got back to me and said he was awfully sorry that he was too optimistic, that they require a little bit more than that. I either pass the examination or to get some more documentation. So he suggested the procedure, and that is to have the secretary of my Blue Lodge write to the Grand Lodge of Pennsylvania, asking them in turn to write to the United Grand Lodge of England, asking them to request Harrogate and Claro Lodge, number 1001. That's Harrogate and Claro Lodge, number 1001, to provide me with instruction. So that's the letter I sent to Brother Gingrich. Unfortunately, again, I did not have his address, and so I sent the letter to my good old Mom and Dad and asked them to forward the letter to Brother Bill. So I hope they don't mind this further imposition. And if there's any cost or fee involved at all, I certainly will hope that they will let me know so that I may reimburse them. So, that's about it. I mentioned an item or two, I guess, further in the letter. But I'll try I may cover that same thing again. One thing I mentioned was that we received an Easter card from my faithful brother. Faithful in sending a card but not so faithful in sending a tape. He mentioned in the card that it was my turn for a tape, but it's been so long since he has sent a tape that he has just simply forgotten. That is, it's been so long since he sent a tape that he just assumed that it was my turn, because logic would have it that way. But in fact, it is really his turn, but I shall overlook that and make the sacrifice that I'm making and send the tape there instead, to Pennsylvania, that is, to be shared by the Keels of Newfoundland and the Keels of Lemoyne. So, let's see what else. Oh yes, here comes the Muppet. She wants to say something. She's riding a... You want to tell him what you're doing?
Let me tell you something.
Okay.
Why you get the horse down?
Why did we get the horse down? For you and Baby Bound.
Daddy and Mommy get the horse down.
What kind of horse is it?
Brown.
No, what do you do on the horse?
Ride on it.
You ride on it, don't you? It's a hobby horse, Mommy says. And here comes the poodle. She wants to say something. Nope, she's at a loss for words. She doesn't know what to say. She's riding the hobby horse. I don't know if that hobby horse will stand the strain. Mama and Papa, Uncle Irv and Aunt Barbara. She's saying, who is it? Do you want to tell me about your friend, new friend?
Come here. Let's see if this fits.
No, she's too tired. Well, as you can tell, I'm really struggling here. I'm just thoroughly exhausted. Lots of things to talk about, I suppose, but just too tired. So I'll stop for a moment. Good morning. Today is Saturday, April 5th. 5 April. And it's now 8:05 in the morning. Oh, what'd you do? Becca's just gotten off of her hobby horse again. She did go to bed last night, slept, but she got back on the hobby horse again this morning because she really likes that hobby horse, doesn't she? She says she hates that hobby horse, so we'll give it to Darcy. Darcy is their new friend who just arrived from the States a few weeks back, and they were here before also, but they're living around the corner from us, and so Robin and Darcy's about 8 years old, so Robin and Darcy and Becca become good friends. How about your poodle? How about your poodle? She said, yeah. Well, it's me again, and today is Sunday, April 6th, 1980, and happy Easter to everyone. It's now 3:30 in the afternoon, and we have had a somewhat busy day with the kids getting up early and wanting to get down and see what the Easter Bunny had done. And then off to church, and it was my turn on the door today, which means I was the door steward, so that I distributed the hymnals and the special book of offices since we had communion, and also took the collection, so becoming a really upstanding citizen, although I haven't completely mended my ways, because right after church we had communion. Right after communion, we took off for our favorite pub, and we had a bite to eat and a pint of bitter. Isn't that absolutely disgraceful? So there you have it. He goes and repents and then immediately goes out and sins. But after all, it is the tradition in this country to go out and have a pint after church. So, Let's see now. Where was I? I was going to bring you up to date on some of the things that have been happening. Nothing earth-shattering. But March was our birthday month, since we had 2 members of our family with birthdays in March. Becca came first. Oh, sorry. Brian came first. Birthday being March 12th. And Nancy baked a chocolate cake, served up a piece of chocolate cake to him on his tray, and he just dug into that piece of cake with a lot of fervor, and he had it all over himself. He had cake in his eyes, cake in his ears, cake in his hair. He was just a lovely mess. And he tried to, was bothered by the cake in his eyes, I guess, and tried to wipe it off with the cake in his hands. So that was just an absolute gorgeous mess. And I asked Nancy why she gave him that, knowing full well what would happen. She says, well, after all, it is his birthday. He should enjoy it. So I guess you can hardly argue with that. But it was a nice little birthday party. Just the clan gathering. And then, of course, on the 22nd, it was Becca's birthday. She turned 4 years old on March 22nd. And we had a couple of our friends over for a little party. April, in fact, turns out to be a busier month. It started April 1st on our regular night of Rotary, as they say here. It was my turn to give the vote of thanks to the speaker. We have a guest speaker every Tuesday night, and then a member of the club proposes a vote of thanks, makes a few comments in proposing that vote of thanks. It was my turn in the barrel this time. So, in fact, if I remember it, I'll enclose a copy of the article that appeared in the Harrogate Advertiser, which made note of that fact, because we have a pretty good publicity officer also, and he sees that an account of our proceedings gets into the Saturday Harrogate paper, and he also makes note of who gave the vote of thanks. So I made the Harrogate Advertiser this past Saturday, yesterday, as having proposed the vote of thanks to the guest speaker. So that started the month off. As I say, today was Easter Sunday. It was my turn on the door at church, and we all went, of course, and enjoyed a Easter Sunday service at Trinity Methodist Church, where Brian David was christened in the presence of his paternal grandparents and his Uncle Bob. Is that right? No. His cousin Bob. Sorry, Bob. I just realized you're so much older that I was thinking you were an uncle. It's cousin Bob. Let's see. Coming up next week. Oh, yes. Nancy had gone to see a play at the local theater in town, and thought it was so good that she thought perhaps Robin would enjoy it as well. So I took Robin yesterday to see that, and it was quite good. It's called Chase Me, Comrade. And so Robin and her dad went to see the play, that is. Let's see now. Coming up this next week, I guess there's not too much going on, but the 13th, 1 week from today, I start my management class that I'm teaching on bass, and that's a rather intensive course in that we have sessions in the evening as well. So I'm going to be quite busy doing that, and I'm really rather looking forward to that being over with. So that starts Sunday evening, runs through Friday about noontime, and then as I say, we have the evening sessions. Following the course, now Nancy has a trip scheduled for the Women's Club on the 18th rather. Where's the trip to? Stoke-on-Trent. It's a women's club trip to Oh yeah, it's a Wedgwood factory and pottery, all that. Becca's getting some drawers on by her mommy. She doesn't seem to mind running around here in the raw
I'm not.
and the all together. You're not what?
Do nothing.
Are you getting your knickers on?
No. No.
Sing all things bright and beautiful.
Nothing.
If you do, Daddy'll sing it with you. Come on.
And you can ride your horsey.
All things bright and beautiful, all creatures great and small, all things wise and wonderful. She doesn't want to sing. What did the Easter Bunny bring you?
Kenny.
What else? Did you get some cards?
Cards.
Who'd you get cards from?
Robin.
Robin, and who else?
Grandparents.
Grandparents, that's right. She got some Easter cards today for Robin, Becca, and Brian. So, where was I? Oh yes, Nancy's going on the trip on the 18th. And then we finished the course on the 18th. And then the next day, the 19th, Nancy and I set off for Holland. And we have Mrs. Sharman, who Mom and Dad and Bobby met when they were here, taking care of the children. So we will leave Saturday the 19th from Leeds by coach. Oops, Becca wants to say something. Just a minute.
Miss Sharman come in and eat with us.
Mrs. Sharman's coming to sleep with you. You'll like that, won't you? You want to sing All Things Bright and Beautiful? No? They would like to hear that. Go ahead, real fast.
Robin is picky and naughty.
That doesn't sound like All Things Bright and Beautiful. How about the poodle? Does she have anything to say? She just walked in. No? Too bashful.
I ride in Mario.
You're riding a hobby horse. Mommy wanted to get that down for baby Bound. Mommy wanted to get that down for the baby, too. And but Becca's the one that likes it the most, isn't she?
I like that hobby horse.
Tell them about your school. What's the name of your school?
Nothing.
West End. West End School. What about your letters?
I don't like my school.
You don't like your school, huh? Can you say your letters? For what?
Fuck.
Go get your card. We'll do your card. Okay, I won't do your card. Go get your card and bring it up, and Daddy will do it with you. Oh, we won't do it again then. All right. Let's see. Where was I again? Oh, yes, we're leaving for Holland. So on the 19th, we leave from Leeds in the afternoon by coach to Hull. And then we get on board the North Sea ferries and leave that evening and sleep overnight on board the ship. Arrive in, is it Rotterdam? Rotterdam the next morning about 8 o'clock. And travel from there to Amsterdam for a couple of days. And then we have a tour of the Keukenhof Park, which is a world-famous flower park. Really quite beautiful. We were there the last time we were in England. The last tour, that is. And it was quite nice, and so we're looking forward to going back there again. Nancy wanted to go before, but she had something else that came up last year. Rather prevented us. Even Nancy couldn't make that one. So then, let's see. We'll get back on Wednesday, the 23rd, arriving in Leeds. Well, we'll leave from Rotterdam on the night of the 22nd and arrive at Hull again about 8 o'clock on the morning of the 23rd, and then get to Leeds about 11 o'clock in the morning. Then we just got a letter yesterday's mail, or Friday's mail rather, I should say, from the Hartzels. And you may recall that Larry had taken another job, left Alcoa, and taken a job with the French aluminum company. So that, of course, means that he has business occasionally in France. And sure enough, he's going to be in Paris, or he was in Paris before, but over and back. And this time he's going to be there for a week. And this time, Lynn and his daughter Susan are going to fly over and meet him, and they'll spend 5 days in Paris, and then from there they're going to come to London, and we're going to try to get together. So they're going to arrive in London on the 23rd and leave London for the States on Sunday the 27th. So we're going to try to get together and figure out what we can do along with the Reeses down south in Chicksands. And so we get back on the 23rd, and what possibly will happen is that we will get back on Wednesday the 23rd about 11 in the morning in Leeds, and then leave from here that evening for Chicksands, and spend the night in Chicksands on the 23rd, and then all get together, the Reeses and the Hartzels and the Keels, go into London on the 24th, on Thursday, and then do something again together on Friday the 25th, and come back Friday night so that we're back in Harrogate for Saturday the 26th and Sunday the 27th, because I have to teach that weekend. I don't have to teach, that is, that's the weekend I was scheduled to teach a course for the University of Maryland on bass. So I'd already changed the date on that once, and I can't really change the date again, and we just found out that they're coming over, so I am locked into that date. So that's what I'll be doing then the 26th and 27th. So as you can see, it is a bit hectic, and that doesn't even finish off the month of April, because the 29th, April 29th, is the big evening for Rotary, in that our club has its charter night. That is, the club of which I've become a member has been an interim club since February 12th, when we had our inaugural, what they call the inaugural dinner, and now on the 29th we'll have our charter night, and we'll actually receive our formal official charter from RIBI, Rotary International in Britain and Ireland. And also, I don't know if I told you before or not, but I was asked if the bass would like to contribute a gift to the new club to be formed, such as the American flag. That would be very appropriate. They display American flag and the Union Jack at the Rotary meetings once we're chartered. So I did do some inquiries on bass and found out that it presents a few problems to do that, in that the bass doesn't have any real flag to present, to give away, that is. And there's some restrictions about what it can and cannot do, and it's rather involved. And so I asked the formation group if it would be appropriate for me personally to contribute the flag rather than the bass. And they said, well, yes, that would be very nice if you wanted to do that. And I says, well, I would like to do that, because obviously I won't be here forever, and that would be something that I, as a founder member, I could contribute, and it would be something special for me. And so I would like to do that. So that's what it's going to amount to. So I've gotten the particulars and what have you, and this friend of ours that proposed my name in the first place, he is in turn going to present the Union Jack. So we're getting together, and I've already actually gotten the American flag, but we have to get the poles and so forth that go with it, and a few other small things associated with that. So I will be presenting the American flag to the new club. And then they did ask if I would invite our commanding officer or chief of station to the charter night, so he will be there. He said he'd be very pleased to come. So it will be a big to do, to say the least. So that really will, I think, round out the month of April, won't it? And then in May, I'm sure there are a few things going on in May, or will come up in May, but the major thing I can think of that's coming up is the last week in May. Robin gets another school break last week in May and the first week in June. And we plan to once again take a trip to the continent that we took, similar to the one we took last year, that was somewhat abbreviated, and we'll spend a couple of weeks there this time. And there's a possibility, as it turns out, also on Friday in the mail, I found out about the University of Maryland Overseas Program, which is quite extensive in Europe. They have a commencement exercise on the 25th, Sunday May 25th, at Heidelberg. And having taught part-time for them now for a few times, I've been invited as a member of the faculty. All members of the faculty, part-time or otherwise, have been invited, so there's no special invitation, but all faculty members have been invited to participate in the commencement exercise. And if they're up to 80, they will actually participate in the commencement in the procession with full academic regalia, which means robe and cap and gown, or cap and gown and all that nonsense, I guess. I'm not really sure. But if it's up to 80, they will allow to participate. And if more than 80 are interested, then they'll go on the basis of seniority. So, not being too senior in that respect, if they have more than 80, I probably won't be able to do it. But anyhow, that's Sunday, May 25th, commencement exercise in Heidelberg, Germany. We were planning on crossing the channel that day for our trip anyhow, so we would move up the trip by 2 days so that we could be in Heidelberg on the 24th, if I'm accepted as one of those members. The guest speaker for the commencement speaker is Dr. Mildred Scheel, I think is the name. And she is the founder and president or chairman of the German Cancer Society, and also, more notably, the former First Lady of West Germany. Her husband was the Chancellor at one time, I guess. So that'll be rather nice if we can do that. But even if we can't, as I say, our present reservations or plans are to cross the channel on the 25th of May. And we would move that up a couple of days if I'm accepted for that part of the ceremony. And the reason that I will go if I'm one of the members of the 80 is because there's a practical incentive in that the University of Maryland will then reimburse the expenses, the travel expenses, mileage, that is. Nothing tremendous. We'd actually end up spending a little bit more money than what we'd get back from the university, be reimbursed, but it would still be very nice to do that. And if they would help defray the expenses, it wouldn't be quite so bad to include a couple of extra days. But in any event, we plan to be on the continent from the 25th of May through the 5th of June, traveling down to Garmisch and Berchtesgaden primarily, and some of the areas surrounding those very, very pretty localities. If you remember, last year we went to Garmisch, but we didn't, and we of course went to Imst, but we didn't get to Berchtesgaden because we didn't have as much time. So this year we plan to do both if we can. And of course the main attraction of those two places, in addition to the beauty that they afford, is that they have the Armed Forces Recreation Centers there, and it's a little more reasonable as far as expenses are concerned to stay there. Irv mentioned in his card that there's a possibility we may be home this summer. I think that you may be thinking of that from the point of view of that when we first came over, we said we could come back maybe after 2 years. We indeed can. I will have home leave that I will be allowed to use after I've completed 24 months here, which will be July 1st. However, that will not be at government expense. That would be at my own expense. And given the present economic conditions, it's becoming more expensive to travel to the United States. So, if with our family trying to get on a plane, it would be about $2,000, we figure, from what we've heard, on just airfare alone. And surprisingly, it's not that. I see I'm running out of tape here, but so I'll continue on the other side, of course. But surprisingly, it won't be that much to go over to the continent, staying at the Armed Forces Recreation Centers. And of course, being in Europe, it is not an opportunity, or being in England, it's an opportunity to see the continent, which we'd like to do, and something that children will have opportunities again, perhaps, so we'd like to take advantage of that.